Welcome to the Oak and Leaf Company podcast. I'm Mr. Leaf.
And I am Mr. Oak.
Recently, the Oak and Leaf Company attended a cigar social in Chesapeake, Virginia at Summit Pointe.
Stay tuned and watch the highlights of that great event.
We're with Emerson's event planner. Today we are at Summit Pointe at the Cigar Social. Thank you for putting it together. I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
All right, so I will take your ticket if you have one.
Blue.
True blue.
Oh, I love it.
Okay.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's the Rocky Patel decade. I mean, beautiful cigar. Rocky is actually going into its 30th year, so that was to celebrate 10 years of being in the industry. You have a beautiful Sumatra wrapper draped over Nicaraguan binder, Honduran Nicaraguan on the film. So, very creamy, medium plus. You're going to get notes of espresso, heavy cocoa, transition into like a earthy, light spice kind of vibe to it. A beautiful cigar, beautiful construction throughout.
Yeah, I got that. I got that after the first puff.
Yeah.
That hint of espresso was nice.
It smokes very well.
Oh,
It
yeah.
has a good draw. Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. Yeah.
They say Dominican binder and filler. I'll tell you, there's a little Pale de Oro in there, right? The hair of gold. So this is the best-selling mild cigar on planet Earth. This and Reserva Real.
Really?
Outside of the Cuban brands, and we can't sell Monte Cristo and Reserva Real outside of the U.S. because of our Cuban branding with the parent company out of Spain. So that's pretty big when you think about the numbers you would have to do to beat worldwide. Yeah, best-selling mild cigar on planet Earth. Basically, Ecuadorian, Connecticut, from the Perez family, Dominican binder and filler, little Pale de Oro, and it's a classic blend for, everybody. So you know what the best cigar is? What is? Besides the one you like?
Nope.
So the hardest cigar to make is a cigar that's mild with a rich, full flavor. So there's a real difference between flavor and body, right? So what made Cuba famous before it was illegal was the fact that you could smoke 10 cigars a day, you could smoke 1 cigar a day. We could all smoke a Cuban cigar and be like, oh, this is incredible. It was a mild body, very well aged, very well fermented, but the flavor was incredible. So to make a mild, rich, full flavored cigar is the hardest thing to do. That's what Davidoff has hung their hat on for years, right?
Yeah.
So what you're dealing with is a cigar that's very much like a Davidoff white label, for about $10 to $20 less a cigar. It's got that same mild body with a rich, full flavor that a guy that doesn't smoke cigars can enjoy, and a guy that smokes a lot of cigars can enjoy every day.
Thank you so much.
What's your name? They call me Raven Taven, the cigar maiden.
Raven Taven. I like you.
Raven
Taven.
Crazy Taven, the cigar maiden.
You heard it here first on the Oak and Leaf.
We're in Summit Pointe. We're with True Estate. We're smoking a tobacco. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so what you're smoking is the Tabacco Especial Dulce, which is the Connecticut blend. That's going to be very coffee forward with that coffee flavoring. Think very similar to a creamy cappuccino. Does have that sweet cap to it, adds a little bit of extra sweetness on that profile. So as you smoke it, gets a little less sweet, more coffee heavy by the time you're finished with it.
Thank you so much.
No, you should have. You should have. Come on, get over here.
And the best part about it is I'm pairing this with the J. Bowman single barrel. You should get the John J. Bowman single barrel, the screen label over there, although it's not a rye. The beauty of it is that they use the same mash bill as Blanton's. So it's very familiar to that one. So again, it's on the shelf, especially ABC stores. You get it very regularly. So if you want that same kind of taste of Blanton's, you can get that with just a barrel there.
Got it. What are your general impressions? What was your overall, your takeaway? What did you think about this event that we went to?
So the first thing I'll say about that is that because it was in Chesapeake,
Yeah.
I loved it because we both live in Chesapeake. So that was nice, bringing something to our backyard.
Yes.
The second thing I liked about it was that it literally was a triangle meaning that the three restaurants that we went to that had the event were literally across the street from each other. So you could stand in one and you could see what was going on in each one of them. So for example,
Yeah.
if you was like, you know what, they're having more fun over there, you could literally walk across the street to go to that one and vice versa. And you weren't
Yeah.
restricted. So you could just walk in a circle the entire
Yeah.
time.
And you could, there was no particular order, like you can go to whatever restaurant you wanted to first. And I agree that I like that about that setup. And I think, kudos to Emerson Cigars because they had to maybe had the foresight to think, you know what, this is a good spot for cigar social, right? And we can involve these restaurants. And it was almost like, not like a beer run, but it was like a cigar run per se.
Yeah.
So you just go from one spot to another. I like that a lot about that. It was very convenient. And then you get to check out restaurants that you probably maybe would not have thought of, so it was a way of kind of advertising for the restaurants themselves. People get a chance to kind of take a peek inside those particular restaurants. And I like the fact that they had a cigar rep at each restaurant and that you can pick their brain because when we've been to these other bigger cigar festivals, I felt a little bit, there's just so many people there that maybe you don't have that time to kind of pick the brain of the reps, you know what I mean? Or, so, you know what I mean? To that degree.
No, you're absolutely right. It makes total sense, and it was great because again, too, usually you have a display and then cigars, no one's there to talk to you about it. So the passion that they had when they talked about the cigars was awesome because again, they really dove deep in it. So I
Yeah.
I definitely appreciate that
Yeah.
part of it.
You get the
Out of the
sense that,
three restaurants, that was there, I only ate at one of them previously. Was the Cork and Bull. The other two I never ate at, so I was excited to try and get something there, but that was the one thing. If I had to say something, I was kind of bummed out about. I was hoping that each restaurant had a display of their actual food because that would have been nice to do that. Of course, you could go in a restaurant and eat if you wanted a meal, but then you'd kind of miss out on the cigar social piece.
yeah, I like that. I think that's a great idea because every restaurant did provide a particular spirit. In two of them they had whiskeys, one of them they had a rum. But I think you're right. I think having maybe a little finger foods, maybe showcasing some of the specialty dishes that they're known for. I mean, just like a little bite, a little sampler. That would have been nice
Yeah.
as part of the
What was the name
cigar.
of the Italian place?
The Italian was Luce Segundo or Segunda.
Luce Segunda.
Yeah, Luce
Yeah.
Segunda.
They
Yeah,
did. They did have. I think they did have some kind of snacky stuff, but again, didn't really highlight the restaurant itself.
yeah,
So
you're right. You're
if they
right.
do that again next year, that would be nice if they actually had something for us to,
Yeah,
eat it. Because again, too, it's granted it's a cigar social. They had spirits, which was nice, but having food would have been a nice way for them to show. You know what? Next time I come out here, I'll eat at this restaurant.
yeah. That's a good point. The other thing that was interesting about this particular cigar social is that you had three distinct locations. It's all within walking distance, but every place that you went to, you get a cigar. And in my mind, I had this little clock ticking, like I have to get to the next place. I got to get to the next place. And I might have been rushing my smoke a little too fast, it would be nice to take your time to enjoy the cigar. At the same time, like when you smoke a cigar and the cigar is good, you want to smoke it to the very end, right? But that's going to take an hour of your time, and you have to go to the next location. So that was something that maybe just buy an extra cigar and put that one down and just keep walking. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah. I think so. The first one we had, the Rocky Patel Decades. I love that cigar. It's a great cigar, and but I think we both felt a little antsy. I think once he hit 30 minutes, we were like, okay, we gotta get to the next
Yeah.
spot. So I think we started sucking that cigar down a little bit too fast on that one. Out of the three, I enjoyed that one the most.
Yeah.
So that's something that I was frustrated about. That I did feel I rushed that first one.
Yeah, maybe our next social will take our time. Or you
You
know
know what I
what?
think would be, you know what I think we could do
What?
next time if it's there or somewhere else before we commit to smoking the cigar.
Yes.
We
That's
go
what I
to
was
all
thinking.
three, we catch
Yeah.
the vibe, we talk to the
Yeah.
reps, and
Yes.
then we decide, you know what? Out of the three places, which one do we want to sit down and enjoy smoke? Then we sit down and enjoy the
Yes.
smoke. I think that would
Yeah.
be a great way to do that.
And then you finish your smoke, and if you want, you go inside the restaurant and have a dinner, right? That would
Yeah,
have been nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Lessons
Well,
learned.
lessons learned. But overall, I think it was a good event. It was put together very well. Shout out to all the reps. We had Daryl at Segunda. I'm sorry, Luce Segunda, and Daryl
Lucha
was the
Segunda.
rep. Yes, Daryl was the rep for Rocky Patel.
Hmm.
And shout out to the Taven Raven Maven. he was the he's the rep for the Monte Cristo, and we also had Ethan, who was the rep for the Drew Estate, and so he was showcasing a tobacco. And so, shout out to all the reps. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us. They were very enthusiastic, and they didn't mind talking about their cigars. Really appreciate that. So overall, what do you say? Would you go back again?
Oh, absolutely. And I think we showed up right. I think maybe a few minutes after it started. I would definitely want to be there right at the beginning, maybe even 15 minutes beforehand. That might give you an opportunity to light up a cigar a little bit earlier. And
Yeah,
one thing about Raven Taven, he gave us a second cigar, which I don't think either one
yeah,
of us had yet. The Trinidad, I think
yeah,
it was a Tommy Bahama. So I think we should
yeah,
definitely light that one up and then
yeah.
taste that
Do a
one and
little
do a
review.
review on that one. The way
Yeah,
he talked about it, he was he sold it a lot. And
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
he said it's the greatest cigar you'll have for the year, something like that. He said, I was like, so I was
yeah,
very intrigued by that. So
yeah,
we should
yeah,
definitely look into that one.
yeah. I'm excited about that one. Um, well, let me see. Anything else that we forgot to cover? Um, I saw pretty, saw well. All right,
Yeah,
well,
well, they had I guess one last thing, which was nice and I guess convenient. They had one DJ and that person was at
okay,
Neatbird, but of course the music carried to all
yeah,
three areas. So that's something else they had to coordinate when it comes to that stuff too. But yeah, it was great. I had a great time, and it was a good area. It's an up and coming area in Chesapeake, with a bunch of luxury apartments around there. So you're thinking date night kind of thing. I think it was another way for you to introduce a few restaurants if you live in Chesapeake that you could check out.
yeah, yeah. Or if you live in a neighboring cities, you don't mind taking a drive over to Summit Point and check out those restaurants. It's a pretty cool destination. Well, that's it. We're gonna
Yeah, I
wrap
think
this
Chesapeake
up.
is.
Oh, go
I
ahead.
think what's great too is that with Chesapeake is that again people always want to go to Norfolk or Virginia Beach. So now we're trying to
Yeah.
bring people to Chesapeake. So Chesapeake's
Yeah.
back.
Chesapeake's back.
Chesapeake's back. I don't think it was ever in front, but at least we're doing something.
Awesome. All right. Well, that's about it. We're going to sign off here. We are Mr. Leaf and Mr. Oak is joining us, and this is the Oak and Leaf Company podcast. Until next time, what are you puffing on?
And what are you sipping on? Take care.
Take care. Bye now.